Hello, all. It's a call out for prayers. Prayers for Donald J. Trump tonight and the Supreme Court of the United States, that they hear his appeal, that they choose to accept it. I'm hopeful they will. But, one thing you can never take away from Donald J. Trump, unlike any president in the history of the United States, there's been a lot of good ones, but never has a president ever gone the distance like Donald J. Trump. The man's in his 70s, going hard for the people of the United States, and really for all of us around the world who crave that freedom, that independence. He's the best there's ever been on that front. And let me get to it. It's not that he's the best president ever, but he's definitely the one to stay the course like no other before him ever in USA history in our lives. Richard Nixon, great president too, but when push came to shove, you know what? Like a lot of people, there's only so much of the justice application you'll take before you fold. Donald J. Trump never folded, like nobody else. And there's other presidents who were executed and what have you. Donald J. Trump has really been a miracle of our modern times. And when you look at all of that, and you look at what he's up against, and we all watch it, and it's incredible to see that fight. And a man in his 70s, let alone, and he's still doing it, still going strong. He want to stay from the appeals court. It's a matter, will the Supreme Court take it? I'm confident they will. We need him to do that in a hurry, really. I would hope in the next 30 days. But who really knows, right? They should. It's a dire case. It's really a matter of corrupting the system to the likes of which we can't have at this time. And it really shouldn't be. When you read the Constitution, when you look at precedent law on the constitutional law and what the courts have decided in the past for other presidents, and they've never ruled against, why would it be different for Donald J. Trump? He's president. And again, it was a Democrat and a Republican in history on these same tariff initiatives. Nobody called either one out, so why call Donald J. Trump? And it's great the appeals court is putting in the stay while they gather themselves, but realistically it should go right to SCOTUS. All I'm asking everybody is pray for Donald J. Trump. He's putting up the fight. They're doing everything right. By the book, by the law, letter of the law. I liked his appointment tonight. The only post he put in is that his appointment, who's a constitutional expert. I love that. If anyone loves that, that's me. And you can say anything you want, and maybe you don't like certain things about him, but he's all about rule of law, as it is, as we all need it to be. It's the last beacon of hope. Is the United States, not independent judiciary. In the face of all the corruption, even dirty justices like this last one, that's a dirty New York justice abusing the district model. Like I said, Trump could make a stink and say, you know what, we got to get rid of this, but he doesn't. He leaves that power for the people in the face of it being abused by the Democrats. And he's going to take it to the Supreme Court, and we got to love him for it. Folks who understand, you should really appreciate that. Those who don't, you're going to get more posts in the coming days from me on it. And realistically, I think, is it a power of the people that should be more explored for Americans, like actual Republican citizens who are Republican? They should know that power. Democrats know it all too well, and now they're using it abusively, right? A power that should be for regular citizens. Elites are taking that power and exploiting it. And somebody's got to do something about that, or at least educate the masses like my Boilermakers were able to do, just regular Joe James, to take on a tyrant mafioso, so to speak, a real one. and they defeated him. They won it. And, the people's power, people should know that. People should have that. I know it doesn't exist in Canada, but it doesn't exist in a lot of places in the world, most places in the world, because the people don't count. And that education's got to be brought forward. But like I said, the way it's being abused against Donald Trump is wrong. And I'm glad that he takes it to the heights of the highest power. And of course he wins. So often he wins. He will win this one too. Let's pray for him. Let's give him strength. Let's pray for SCOTUS to hear this one and nip this in the bud. Because really, everybody, this is 51st state important. Because if this isn't won, it's really going to screw us in making the 51st state. And I'll get into more of it as the days progress. But it's looking really good. Canadian media won't tell you this, by the way, but it's all in American media. He won the state. We've got a big shot, a good shot, and I'm sure the Supreme Court will hear this one. I'm praying they do, and you all need to too. But Canadian media won't tell you this. There's more on G7. Canada's giving a whole narrative with other European allies that Russia, USA, China wouldn't accept, not in UNSC, and USA's not going to accept in G7. You just wait and see. I like the video circulating on RFK. He gets into that. There's more too, all the way to the ostrich farm. There's others. Dr. Oz, I have other info, but I'm going to leave it for now because it's not critical. It's taking us away from what's critical right now. What's critical is everybody who's for 51st state, pray for Donald J. Trump, pray for that, pray for the Supreme Court to make the right decision to take this. We need it. God bless everybody. I'm sure it's going to work out, but put it in your prayers tonight. Donald J. Trump is a human being. He's in his 70s. He needs the strength, needs our prayer and our well wishes. He's not sick or anything. I'm just saying, it is a lot of stress all the time. Can you imagine always having to fight for every little thing? Presidential power that's yours. No one else has ever had to fight for it, but he has to. Like, what a sick puppy world we're in, and it's just amazing that he hangs on for the people. And really, it's for all free people in the world. What an example in our lifetimes, like no other before him. Like no other before. God bless. Enjoy the game tonight. I'm going to suit up. I got a coach tonight, so I'll do a screenshot from the bench. I'll be in my jersey, shirt and tie, but coaching men's league. So biggest team of Durham Sanchez. It's the #1 team in the league that we're facing tonight. So the boys need that too. So let's go Oilers and let's go Durham Sanchez. Bye now.